It was a beautiful fall day when David Zaharik hit the cold waters of the Georgia Strait, watching his unmanned sailboat power away from him.
The thought processes were so fast, so rapid, that I knew the seriousness of the predicament as I was going over. I knew if I hit the water, I'm dead. There was no possible way I was going to survive the predicament. It's mostly because of hypothermia.
It was a catastrophe he never could have imagined hours earlier as he set out alone to visit a friend on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. He was on his way back to the mainland when he began struggling with his thoughts. David was a pilot whose airline was merging with another, and he was facing considerable financial hardship.
I was thinking, I'm going to have to get rid of my boat, and I might even have to sell my house. So there was a lot of pressures. I remember saying things that you say when you're depressed. You know, and I was talking to God in audible prayer. I just, why don't you just kill me? Get it over with. If I die, my insurance money would pay for everything. I won't have to worry about it. I'll be happy.
So you literally said, God, kill me.
Yeah. I don't think I meant it. Well, it was funny because maybe at the moment I thought I meant it, but the minute or the second I hit the water, I didn't mean it.
David set the boat on autopilot with a GPS track for Point Roberts, a U.S. marina about 35 kilometers south of Vancouver. He ate some soup and took off his survival suit, one that could have kept him alive in cold water for days.
I was coming through the companionway here, which is the hatch. It's like God spoke to me and said, Dave, put your life jacket on. You're going to need it. And I remember stopping, looking around, and it was absolutely calm. I'm looking around like, I'm not going to need a life jacket. I'm not in a kayak. I'm like on a 40-foot boat. Yeah, I'm not going to need it.
David decided to clean the boat, so he brought his bedding up to shake it out.
I was bracing myself on these lifelines, and as I flicked the sheet out to air it out just before I folded it, the pelican clasp here with a locking pin, you can see the locking pin here, was not locked. It was only part way. So when I put, let me make sure it's locked now. So when I put pressure with my leg on here, that line let go, flew to the aft, and I lost my balance. So I stood here trying to regain my balance, and for about 5 or 6 seconds, my brain doing 2,000 miles an hour said, it's 15-degree water, you're 5 miles offshore, the boat's on automatic pilot, you're not wearing your life jacket, you hit the water, you're going to die. There's no possible way of survival. Ah!
And just like that, David Zaharik was in the water.
I don't know how to describe it. It was just an amazing sense of anxiety. It wasn't terror, but it was disbelief, I guess, that something this crazy could actually happen in a situation where you might as well have been off in the Southern Ocean by yourself, you know? It's just, I'm by myself.
Even though he knew it was hopeless, David frantically swam after his boat.
I had just turned the navigation lights on the boat because it was getting dark, so he had a light shining down on the boat, Esperance, which is French for hope. And there's my hope sailing away without me. And of course, I came to the surface just screaming, no! Oh, Lord.
Alone in the sea with no life jacket, no boat or human in sight, David turned to the only one he believed could save him.
I began praying right away. I just rolled on my back and I said, Lord, what do you want me to do? Yeah. Go under, breathe in, and get it over with? It was kind of like this mental thought came, you know exactly why you're here. I said, then that's when it came to me, like, well, I didn't mean what I said. I didn't mean that I really wanted to die. It was just like a figure of speech. And I guess I apologized for the foolish thoughts. And he said, well, you know, do you trust me? I go, well, like, yeah. But what are you doing this for? Well, do you trust me? I said, well, of course I trust you. You're God. He said, did I ask you that? Do you trust me? I told you you're going to make it. Do you trust me?
As David struggled with his situation and with God, he had a profound realization.
All these things that were really burdening me, just evaporated. It meant nothing. It brought everything down to a very finite point. And it came to this. I felt really embarrassed. I felt really embarrassed because the only thing that mattered is, what have I done for the Lord? And I don't mean, going on a mission or anything, but how have I lived? Have I lived my life for Him?